Today I'm going to tell you the story of the biggest fumble of my entire life. Now, picture this. It is 6 p.m., it's cold, a Saturday night, and me and my neighbor are getting ready to go to the city to watch Mexican wrestling. That's right, Mexican wrestling. That is something my neighbor for some reason has wanted to watch for a long ass time. He booked it while he was away and he was like, bro, we got to go do this. So I was like, okay, let's go watch Mexican wrestling. I'm sure it will be great. So we get in the Uber, we go to the city. By the way, this guy's one game off 9,000 trophies, so let's make sure to crush his dreams with a troll deck. And so basically, we head to the city and we go to this event. And there's this big Mexican ring where they're going to do the wrestling. There's a little bar where you can buy drinks, and there's an outside area where you can buy tacos. It's a Mexican's dream. And so we get there, and there's a bunch of people rocking up. And anyway, we settle in, we stand outside the ring, and then all of a sudden the announcer comes into the middle of the ring and he announces the people who are going to fight, and it's all staged. It's all like an act. It's not like actual wrestling. It's some WWE type shit, right? And so we're there, we're watching the wrestling, and I notice these girls on the other side of the map. I almost said I need to go outside more. And so we notice these girls on the other side, or at least I do anyway. And I remember talking to my neighbor about it. I'm like, I remember we just had a discussion about these two girls for some reason, saying something along the lines of like, he said, I don't find them hot. And I was like, I found them hot. And he was like, I find this girl hot over here. Anyway, we had some conversation about that. Then later on, we're watching the wrestling going down, and I soon discover that it's not my thing. For some reason, standing there, I just don't know what it is, because my neighbor was, I think he was a little upset that I wasn't into it as much as he was, because I was, kill the evolved skeletons, thank you very much. And now we have a goblin horde. I don't think he's defending this. This might even 3-crown him. And so anyway, I'm not really enjoying the Mexican wrestling as much. Like, they're doing cool moves and whatnot, but I just don't really care for it, you know? Like, I'm kind of more into making YouTube videos and, you know, doing nothing but making YouTube videos. And so eventually I tell him, like, after like an hour of standing there watching the wrestling, that I'm going to go outside. I want to go outside. Okay, I'm going to try and get evolved skeletons as quickly as possible, and then goblins from these bats. So I tell him I'm going to go outside just to go to the toilet or something. But really, I just wanted to go outside and do literally anything other than watching the Mexican wrestling, because I just didn't enjoy it. It just wasn't my thing. And then I notice the girl that we were looking at earlier has come outside with I don't know, her friend or her sister or whatever. And they go to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool that they came outside. Maybe I should go talk to her or whatever. But anyway, I sit there kind of awkwardly, honestly hoping she does talk to me, but that never happens in real life. That's some fucking main character shit that never ever happens. And so I'm sitting there, sitting outside, and they come back from the bathroom. Her friend passes by me and she's behind her, and then all of a sudden she stops by me and she says, oh, what? Like, why are you sitting out here? Out here? I'm fumbling even my sentence right now. Why are you sitting out here? Are you not enjoying the wrestling or whatever? And I was like, oh, not really. Like, I just don't think it's really my thing. And then she was like, oh, that's fair enough. Like, it's not for everyone. Everyone, enjoys different things. And then we just start chatting. We literally start having such a good conversation. I remember at one point during the wrestling match, this was like an adult place. It was late at night. Obviously, this was going down in the city. It wasn't like families were there. It was an 18+ event. And so basically there was one point where one of the wrestlers or one of the announcers of the wrestling match was in the middle of the ring earlier, and he was pouring tequila shots into random people's mouths who wanted it in the audience. Hang on, let me defend this. This is crucial context. And that is the greatest freeze of my entire life. And because of that, we're going to defend and have a counter push. And so I remember earlier on, one evolved skeleton clutches up. I remember earlier in the event, this girl was kind of wild, because the reason I saw her in the first place is because the guy was pouring tequila in people's mouths outside of the Mexican wrestling ring. And she was one of the girls that was up there going crazy. And she was like, yeah, but pour me some. And she did it. She ended up getting a ton of tequila and getting fucked up, basically. And she must have been fucked up before it. So anyway, we're talking, and I'm like, this is cool. I was kind of hoping to have a chat with her, and she came up to me. This is nuts. And so it's just me and her outside. There's pretty much no one outside. Like, everyone's inside the event, and we're kind of outside. And her sister is like, oh, you're going to come back inside? And she's like, oh, no, I guess, because she was talking to me, which I thought was cool. A lot of girls will just go with their friend. And so she stayed out and talked to me, and we're having good chats. I remember I made her laugh saying something along the lines of, Like, you know, I said something along the lines of before she was drinking, she was tame, she was calming the crowd. Then after they poured the tequila in her mouth, she was like, ah! And so she seemed to like that. Yapping went into full effect there. And it was going great. And I remember one of her other friends came out and she was like, oh no, like, no, we're chatting. Like, I'll catch up with you in a bit. And I was like, this is great, man. She's wanting to talk to me. We're having great chats. I like this girl and whatnot. And then the conversations continue. Things are still going great. I'm like, wow, what's going on right now? This night has turned around. And my neighbor's kind of upset because I'm outside the event and, you know, he is inside and trying to enjoy it. Meanwhile, I'm outside just sitting there like a loser. But little does he know, not like a loser, because I'm talking to a girl. Not a guy, by the way, just like to clarify. God, it's 3 crown after 3 crown games, too easy. And so, anyway, the conversation's going great. We're talking, we introduce each other, and we get to know each other a little bit. And then all of a sudden, her other friend comes out, and she dismisses her again, and then she ends up saying something about it, like, oh, she always tries to, like, take me away and, like, whatnot. And I'm, like, laughing at her and whatnot. And then, I thought he predicted my bats. And then eventually they both come out and like essentially confront her and basically force her to leave the event because they're completely cock blocking her from me, the demon, and the dog. And so anyway, yeah, she ends up saying, oh my God, they're forcing me to leave. Maybe I'll see you in a club later or something like that. And I was like, yeah, it's Jova. And I fumble, man, because the girl I wanted to talk to that night, came up to me, and I didn't even ask for her number, her Instagram, or anything. That was it. And so she was gone. In a blink of an eye, she was gone. And I knew her name, but I didn't know like her details or anything. So that was it. I'm never going to see this girl again. And it would have been great. And I fumbled. And so because of that, I was like moping about a little bit outside, and then my neighbor's like, and then I'm like, okay, I might leave the event because I'm not enjoying the event. And I say this to my neighbor, and I don't think he's too chuffed about it because this was meant to be our thing we were doing. He was excited for it for months, but I'm just not feeling it. On top of this interaction now having gone by, I'm like, there's no way this night's going to lead to anything that I'm not enjoying it, basically, especially after I fumbled. The fumble made me feel a little bit better, though, because I had a good chat with a girl that I liked and wanted to talk to at the event, so I'm not going to live in, well, I'm going to live in regret, that's for sure, but I'm not going to live in, like, oh, what could have happened, even though I am, because I didn't get a number. Anyway, so I end up going back in the event and sitting inside for a little bit because some of the chairs free up halfway between one of the wrestling matches, and then, because my neighbor doesn't want me to leave, while the break's happening, we decide to leave the event together to get some food with him fully planning on going back. And I'm actually, at this point, have no intention of going back into the event, which he didn't know at the time. So, sorry, Ken Neighbor Guy, he's known on the channel. It's actually kind of funny. I saw a comment the other day being like, Ken's neighbor could know him for 10 years and he'll still be known as Ken's neighbor. He'll still be known as my neighbor, not my friend. And that's true, by the way. Don't get too comfortable. You never know. You're always going to be Mr. Neighbor. That's the meanest thing I've ever said. I take it back. I love you, man. You're probably not going to watch this video. Anyway, side tangent. So we leave the event and we go get food, right? I'm waiting there. I don't think my neighbor's in the best mood because I think he's aware that he's going to have to, he was looking forward to this and I didn't enjoy it as much as he was hoping. And so I'm not like really into it, enjoying the wrestling. And so we get food, we eat, and then after that, he ends up like wondering if he can invite someone else to take my ticket that lives nearby because, he wants to actually enjoy it and not be by himself. And I want to leave, which, I could have stuck it out, I'm sure, but I really wasn't enjoying it. And also, I was getting so tired, like I couldn't sit half the time, so I was getting hell tired just standing there and I wasn't feeling it. All right, I need to put this guy out of his misery because, I'm just teasing him at this point. There is no way he's winning this game. And if I lose this game, there will be all types of is it blood curling or blood curdling? I don't even know. There'll be all kinds of screams that you don't want to hear on camera. So let me just focus up before I tell the next little part of this fable. Fable is made up story, actually. Wait, that's not true because this actually did happen. Believe me, guys. You gotta believe me. Oh, evolved skeletons go crazy on the goblins. You let me down. Okay, where's the Inferno Tower? Let me freeze it. Boom. I probably don't even, I can probably just cycle freezes on this. Oh, it's Jova. When you try your best, but you don't succeed. Okay, we won. Copyright, please don't do that to me. Anyway, so we eat food. My neighbor invites someone else because he knows I'm planning on leaving. So we both go back to the event together and we part ways after that. He goes back in the event. I wait outside the event. And then I'm booking an Uber to go back home. And I'm like, oh, well, it's not that bad because if I had drank at the event and stayed out, I would probably not be feeling too... Why is everybody playing Hog Rider? I would probably not be feeling so good tomorrow because I have to wake up at 5 a.m. for this sleep-deprived Minecraft server that I'm going to be playing in. It's tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be doing a live stream of it. Literally tomorrow, it's the 3rd of August if you want to watch it. It's 3rd of August, 11 p.m. for me, but it's going to be 4th of August, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard, 6 a.m. my time, which is going to be, you know what I'm trying to say. It's basically 3rd of August, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so I'm like, okay, I need to wake up at 5 a.m. because that's 6 a.m. for me to get ready. And so it's probably a good thing, going home early to enjoy the stream, right? Make sure that I don't, because I got invited to the server and nothing fucking happens in my life besides uploading videos. And this is a cool moment, being awake, even on I'm only going to, it's 11 p.m. now and I have to wake up in 6 hours. So I'm obviously not going to get the advised amount of sleep, but it's better than nothing. And so what happens is I'm like, okay, I can see the positive at the end of the tunnel, even though I'm going home and I fumbled with this girl. At least I get to go home and get to bed and whatnot. And so my neighbor leaves me. I'm waiting on the side curb. I call an Uber, right? I'm standing there, I'm waiting. And then I glance to my right. I see a sidewalk and I see a bunch of girls kind of laughing and walking down towards my direction. And I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of girls there. That's something that exists in this world, I guess, mythically. I've heard rumors. And so anyway, I'm standing there waiting for my Uber. I kind of glance at them. I don't really see what any of them really look like. And then I noticed one of them is kind of walking kind of at the corner of my eye, kind of towards my direction. And I still don't think anything of it. And Evolved Skeleton, it's Jova. Let's go, baby. Dagger Duchess is nerfed. And please take the wait. You know what? Fuck it. Let's freeze. Go Evolved Skeletons! No way. Ain't no way I'm going to get the 3 crown here. Kill the wizard! Ooh! Oh, okay. We don't get the 3 crown. Oh, I was geeking. I didn't even notice. Play the Dark Goblin there so it dies instantly. Pro IQ plays. Make sure to take notes, kids. And now I'm going to have a hard time defending. Yeah! Woo! No, I'm not because I'm good at this game. And all I need to do... Okay, little bro. Let's just relax for one goddamn second. All I need to do is this. Woo! Killed it! Wait, am I going to fumble? No, I'm not. Okay, let's just make sure we don't fumble before I finish this story. Okay, no, we're fine. As long as the P.E.K.K.A doesn't get to the tower, I have infinite spirits. I can distract for the rest of my entire life if I need to. Yeah, so anyway, I'm standing on the side curb, and I notice this girl is coming towards me. And I'm like, okay, what's happening here? And she comes up to me, and she says hi, and she's a pretty girl. And I'm like, what is going on while I'm waiting for my Uber? I'm alone here waiting for my Uber. I'm like, what did I do so right? And she's like, what do you think of my friend over there or whatever? It's her birthday. And I'm like, yeah, she's pretty and whatnot. And my Uber's coming down the street. And, yeah, she tells me, why is everybody playing Hog? And, I'm like, what are you guys up to? And she's saying that they're going to a pub for her friend's birthday. And she's like, you should come with us. And it's a group of girls. And she says this to me, you should come with us. And then I'm like, oh, I just booked my Uber. And she's like, oh, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going home. And she's like, oh, well, you can cancel it. So she is trying to get me to come. And I'm just like, my Uber's pulled up. It's literally pulled up. And I'm like, oh, I think, my Uber's here already. And then she goes, she's like, that's boring. Come on. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. And then I get in the Uber. I fucking get in the Uber and I leave these girls. And after that, okay, this is getting a little tiresome. Let me just make sure I take that out. Go goblins, take the tower. Don't. Nice, we're chilling. We're being chilling. And so like a dumbass, I get in the Uber. And my Uber driver's like, are those girls your friends or something? I'm like, oh no, they're just some girls that came up to me just then. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, there's some girls that just came up to me. I just met them. And he's like, oh, what are they saying? And I tell him, I'm like, they were telling me to go to a pub with them because it was one of their friends' birthday. They wanted me to come with them. And he was like, what? He was like, what are you doing in the Uber? Let me turn you back around and drop you off. And I'm like, what? What, Uber driver? You're getting paid right now to take me home. How are you? He wanted me to go with the girls. And so I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like, I just wasn't really in the mood. Like, I don't know. He's like, bro. And he was telling me, he was a bit of an older guy. He was like, when you get opportunities like that, man, you take them. And they're not opportunities that happen very often. There's not an everyday occurrence. But I had my night like mapped out, you know. These things always happen at times when you least expect them. I did not expect to meet these girls. Like, I thought I had my night of fortune and I fumbled it with a girl already. And then I had another one. And I got in the Uber and I fumbled again. I fumbled with these girls again. And she was like standing right next to me and asking me to come with them. With all of them. What more can you ask for on a Saturday night? And so the whole time, my Uber driver is making me feel like I just fumbled the bag. He's like telling me, yeah, man, like why are you in Uber? You can book an Uber anytime. These things don't happen anytime. You should have gone with them 100%. And so I'm just sitting there like, oh my fucking God, I am an idiot. The opportunity's gone now. I'm in the car. I made my decision. It's gone. And I'm sitting there the whole time and he's making me feel guilty. But he's also, and then eventually it switches like, look, man, you're young, you have time, these things will happen once again. I'm just like, why couldn't it have happened this time? Like 10 minutes ago. Not even 10 minutes ago, 10 seconds ago. Why is everybody playing Hog? And so anyway, I'm discussing this with him the whole way. And then I'm like, and then he's justifying it. And he's like, you know what? You know, man, these opportunities, they come in life like you're young. And we end up having a proper discussion. Even him with his relationship, I get into some conversations with my Uber drivers, I swear to God, man. So we have this conversation all the way home. And I end up telling him like, yeah, but like on the flip side, you know, I do have something to wake up for at 5 a.m. And it's like quite an important thing. Can the fucking witch get in the freeze, please? It didn't get in the freeze. And so that's how I'm justifying as well. He's like, oh, okay, if you had some important thing that you had to wake up for at 5 a.m., then fair enough. Because, look, realistically, had I stayed out with these girls, right, I don't know what could have happened that night. For all I know, I could have met my wife. But on the flip side, it could have been a midnight. I could have had a bunch of drinks, stayed out till like 1, 2 a.m., and then missed the fucking sleep-deprived server grand opening stream and missed that opportunity completely. But it's always when there's these things always happen when there's something else happening that is like important in your life, or there's some like pivotal just choice, or you're on the way to something, you don't expect it. And so here I am at now 11:20 p.m. It's the same night. Why would he play those skeletons? It is the same night, and I'm sitting here questioning my decisions, and I wanted to get this story out because I just wanted to document it for what it was, because yeah, in about 6 hours from now, I will be doing my live stream, and I guess we'll find out if it was worth it. If it was worth not going with those girls. And there was the flip side in the Uber where he was like, man, some of these girls, man, they're always trouble. So I was like, okay, man, thanks for the pro tip. So we'll never know. We'll never know what could have happened. But all I do know is that I've won every goddamn game with Hog, but also against Hog, but also I fumbled twice in one night. These things don't happen. Like, I make Clash videos in my room 24/7. I don't go out, and then there's one Mexican fucking event, and this happens, and I fumble. I fucking fumbled. The biggest fumble of my life. 2 in one night, man. And I fumbled both, and I have nothing to show for it. And it's eating me alive. The only reason it's not completely consuming me is because these things don't just happen all the time. Girls don't just come up to you all the time, man. And the reason it's eating me up is because, or the not eating me up is because of this Minecraft sleep deprived server that I'm playing in tomorrow. At least I can be like, well, at least I stayed disciplined on a Saturday night, disciplined like I'm an alcoholic, and didn't go out drinking, and I'm gonna get at least a little amount of sleep, which means that I'm gonna be in decent form when I wake up. Right, guys? Am I just coping right now? Oh, freeze! Okay. Bro, this guy, I swear to God, has every answer. I just need one. Okay, we're 1 minute and 20 seconds. Let me lock in. I just need one good. Okay, let's go like this. Goblin time, baby. I just need one good Evolve Goblin Giant push. And I need to freeze the mini P.E.K.K.A. That's all I need. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Oh, is it worth it? He's got the Evolved Valkyrie. Okay, 50 seconds. I can get one more push. I need to win this. Win this counter push. Okay, how am I going to defend this? This is going to be weird. Don't really have the best hand here. This is why this deck is so annoying. Okay, you know what? We're going to have to do this. Yep. Yep, it's over. Woo! Yeah! Wait, hang on. Maybe not. Maybe not! It's over. Wait! 15 seconds. It's not over till it's over. Go, my boy! Go! Go! Wait, I need 2,500 damage and he has 79 on my tower. It's fucking over. So anyway, yeah, I fumbled 2 times in one night. And I don't know when the next time I'm going to get an opportunity like this. And this is going to torment me for many, many weeks to come. And I'm going to be tormented so much to the point where the next opportunity does present itself, I'm not going to be ready. And so the moral of the story is, with life, go with the flow. Don't try and live between you, always in your planned routine, because these opportunities come out of nowhere and you don't expect them because you always have your expected fucking God's plan routine that you follow. And then these things come out of nowhere and you have to go with the flow. Otherwise you regret it and you end up being like me. So anyway, guys, I'll see you at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3rd of August, which is tomorrow, in 7 hours from this video being published, essentially, on the Sleep Deprived server, and we'll see if it was worth it.